Blessed afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Brewing Live, all new season, episode 228 for mental preparedness in the new landscape of living amidst challenges on our present time. And Brewing Live is a community service of Decap Copy Republic, our coaching hub and home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines. And in partnership with Life Coach Philippines, our heart here as game changers is to brew mental fitness in our space, in your space, and help nurture holistic mental health for you and the people that matters to you. So shout out to all of my fellow kindred coaches serving in this corner of the digital space and advancing life coaching ethically and also authentically. Of course, giving is a lifestyle which never goes out of style. So I encourage you to expand your heart by letting us know, supporting us of all of the work that we're doing today, and also just give some blessing to Decaf Coffee Republic. You can order your food and beverage order in there. We have delicious vegan meals. We have fresh guyabano and mango juice, no calorie sugar replacement syrup, and we also have pita chips, mushroom chicharon. Yan, nabulol na ako. Chicharon, which is I love, by the way. I love the mushroom chicharon there. So if you want to order, feel free to order for healthy switch to healthy eating. We also invite you to join us on our hashtag Save One campaign against diabetes. Check out our insulin wine and tea and know more about the sugar regulator products to help fight the debilitating symptoms of diabetes. And for your favorite and classic comfort food, we are offering also sausage platters. We also have waffles, pies, cake scraps, and milkshakes. So if you are looking for waffles and pies and also sausage platter, it's available in there. Please check our FB page for the menu of sumptuous meals and refreshing drinks and connect with Coach Rezzhel through 0917-586-1661 to bring the Coffee Republic experience in your space through order and pick up and delivery services as well. We are also open from 2 p.m. to 12 midnight for your dine-in experience. So later it's going to be open at 2 p.m. So feel free to drop by after you go. Maybe you go to church on Sunday, right? Or you go to different places. If you're gonna head on to Pioneer Center, go in there and have a visit. For other ways to support our community works, you may also now give us some stars. So take a look at there's a button in there in Facebook, and you also have a option in there to send some stars. I'm not sure if you experienced sending it, so try that out. Send out, any amount would be able to help on the work that we do in the community work that we're doing and serving you in the digital space as well to help you out, be mentally fit. And there's also an option in there for GCash account and our bank information. So if you don't want to utilize the SAR function in there, send some GCash and some bank transfer in there. It's very, very easy. Just utilize, the information in there. If you just joined us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me this wonderful Sunday afternoon. Thank you for being here, allotting your time, giving an opportunity for you to learn and for me to be able to bless you. And when you are also joining me, you're blessing me in the process as well with your presence. Maraming salamat. Share this link, invite more people in the digital space. Have your friends join us, especially for all of the men out there, mga tatay, yung mga lalaki dyan. You can tell them to join in. Also, tag them in the comment section below. Give them some shout out, encouragement, motivation. Just tell those men out there, especially the people that you love, just tell them that, hey, we see you, we hear you, have a conversation, acknowledge them, and just express some gratitude and be thankful for yung mga tatay, yung dad, no, expressing my gratitude to you. If you're watching, George De Hoya, thank you for all of the things that you do for me. As for me, let me give a shout out to all of my fellow mental model collectors. And dami na sila dyan sa chat box in the Be Learning Society by Master Coach A. If you are not yet a smart holder of the Be Learning e-card and you're still missing on the perks that we are enjoying today, of course, it's the best time for you to take action. Please connect with Coach Rezzhel through 0917-586-1661 to join the Be Learning Society. It's a tent maker of the Be Learning Home for mental fitness. And before I give you the perks in here, what you are really, really doing and helping us in this journey is supporting the facility that Master Coach A is building, which is the Be Learning Society. And this is the facility that will help individuals be mentally fit. If you are, maybe you're someone in the stage of your life right now and you're trying to figure out what is it that life is all about. What is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of life? What is life to you? And you want to be able to understand that to finally start the healing process, support this mission, support this project, that passion project that Master Coach A has, because it would really transform the way that we are seeing life and the way the future is, not just for ourselves, but also for the future generation. And if you want to be able to help people be mentally fit, you can take advantage of this. Please connect with Coach yourself. 0917-586-1661. And when you avail of this, you will get to enjoy the 5% food and beverage discount from Decaf Coffee Republic. You will also get the access to the Mental Model Masterclass by Master Coach Hey, happening every fourth Saturday of the month. Plus, you will get the benefit of a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. And please save the date on February 26th at 7 p.m. for our next mental model masterclass, as Master Coach A will teach about the fractal productivity mental model. And with the massive availability of labor saving devices and technology, you have your phone, desktop, laptops, you have a lot of technologies at home and even at work. Our biggest challenge now isn't really about working too much. It's really about what do you do with all of your free time. Have you ever asked yourself, what is it that you're gonna do with your free time? Most of the people are here, they're gonna watch, binge watch videos, do their chores and what have you. But is the time that you're really using, or even the free time that you have, is that something that's moving you towards a specific goal, a specific dream, and specific aspiration in your life? So don't miss this masterclass. I tell you, if you want to have the clarity on how you can utilize the time that you have and have this learning of practical productivity, you are in the right space. You are in the right season. Come and join us. Unpack these paradoxes of time with Master Coach A, the practical productivity mindset, and the secrets behind Warren Buffett's success. You know Warren Buffett, right? For more information, registration assistance, connect with Coach Rezzhel through 0917-586-1661. Moving on for today's episode, I will be sharing to you something that's really close to my heart. The topic is man up. What does it take to be a man in the 21st century? So please do tag your friends in there, like what Coach Marife is doing, Coach Rods as well is doing. Share this video. Let's have a conversation. Let's just allow the men out there, come and join me. I would like for you to come in a space with an open heart and an open mind. Just hear me out on my message to you. Have a conversation. Forward this video as well to the people that you know, maybe the men that you know as well, who's currently undergoing some challenges in their life and want to be able to see things in a different perspective and see life not for what it is, but for what it can be in the future. All right. So if this is the first time you're joining me, if this is the first time you're seeing my face, as I've said, I am Life Coach Shaun, professional certified co-actively co-create life coach. I have life coach and certified mental health coach. I am the man from Pasig City. As a life coach, I empower men to be mentally fit so that they can stay inspired to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. I help men out there to love, to live, to learn, you know, to leave a legacy. If you are someone who is thinking about what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind to your children and even in this world right now, and if you're not sure, unclear of that, let's have a conversation. I also help men to laugh. At times, the work that we're doing can be so serious, and we tend to lose sight of the funny side of our life, and we can share that to the people that we love and also the people that we care for, and even the kids that we have. If you are a father, and if you're wanting to be a father in the future, it's great to be able to share this 5 L's. So those are the 5 L's that I teach men out there to really start living the life that you have in there. In my professional life, I'm a call center executive. I'm currently connected with one of the Fortune 500 companies offering global services and also consultancy work. I focus in the area of workforce management, and workforce management is an art and science of putting the right people at the right place at the right time, doing the right things. So if you are someone if you have a company who is currently challenged with productivity and efficiency, that is what I help individuals in there and businesses in there. My tenure in the call center industry has been more than 14 years now. I've been blessed to be in most of my career in a leadership role, and that is something that I'm helping individual as well in the workplace, creating a mentally fit environment, especially during this season, during this time right now. Mental health is something of a challenge, so I empower men, men out there to be mentally fit so that they are able to thrive in the work that they do. And in my personal life, I'm a family man. I've been married for 19 years. I've started my, being a husband and a son, a husband and a father when I was 19 years old. So very, very early. We have two creative children right now. Both are teenagers, and my eldest daughter is an animator and entrepreneur. That's one of the things that she's doing right now. She didn't want to college. What she did is she started invested on her talent and the skill that she has, and she's been honing that, and she utilizing it to earn. It's a fun feeling that you see your children starting to earn and they can take care of themselves. And also, my son is on his way to becoming a influencer in the automotive industry. He's starting, as an entrepreneur and moving towards learning more about the automotive industry and how he can support that, especially during these times that things are changing, right? I am blessed to be a part of a family that are creators and game changers. So that is one of the greatest gift that life coaching has given me as I journey along in the process of life coaching. Only a few months before we celebrate our 4th year anniversary as a certified life coach. This is a wonderful feeling. And thank you very much for joining me. I would just like to acknowledge everyone who's watching and putting in the comment section. Malamang salamat. If you put your comment in there, truly appreciate it because I know that you're here. Coach Trisha, of course, my better half, Coach Tin, Coach Raj. Hello, Coach Raj. Thank you very much for joining. We'll see you again soon at DCAP Copy Republic. Coach Orville, maraming salamat, Coach Orville. Invite Coach Al in there and Richard, if you could invite them, I would appreciate that. And Coach Marife, maraming salamat for joining us or joining me this wonderful afternoon. If you're watching this on a replay in the future, just comment in there, #replay. Send us a message. We'll be happy to connect with you. If you wish to connect with us as well, let us know. If there are any part of my message that resonates with you, and if you want to expand more, have more conversation in there, just let me know. You may also find the YouTube link where you can watch the replay of all of the episodes that we have in here for Brewing Live. If you want high definition videos, it's available in there. What I always tell people, if you want to teach, if you want to have some meaningful conversation with the people, if you are a leader at work, utilize some of the videos that we have in here, play that, then have a processing, have a conversation afterwards, and put that in the comment section is where the link is. Follow and subscribe with the channel as well so that you can utilize that. Um, if you want to get the real-time updates, when it becomes available, it's there, it's available. All right. Thank you, Coach Orville. All right, man up. What does it take to be a man in the 21st century? Let me begin with a story. So I grown up in a family in which men are looked up to as breadwinners. So if you are someone who's raised in that kind of environment, give some shout out in there. Put in there. Say it's me. Yeah. What they did, what my my grandfather, my father, and my tito and titas in there, or my titos in there. What happens is they put all of the work that they have, for men out there, they for them to be able to provide, roofs on our heads, food in the table, clothes us to cover us and protect us, our body, and a lot of different things for us to make our life feel safe. So this is what the image of a man for me, and especially fathers out there, that is what the image is on how men are raised. And growing up, I remember a time in which my father gave all of his time. He gave all of his time. He went to law school. he passed the board exam. He took the board exam. I think it was twice. Then the second time was a charm, and he continued on his career, and he applied. I think he worked for public attorney's office. So if you know PAO, like the Department of Justice, that's where he started his career, and eventually he saw an opportunity for to move to Manila. If I remember, it's in Alabang. No? If you are in the Philippines, if you're not familiar with the Philippines, maybe you're in a different part of the world. Alabang is in the south side of Metro Manila, and eventually he continued to work on that and invested in his time until he became an assistant district prosecutor here in Pasig City for Department of Justice. So that is the kind of memory that my father gave me, and allowed me to see how he put all of his effort, he put all of his time, he put all of his blood, sweat, and tears to make sure that he is able to provide to his family. He has three children. Myself, I'm the youngest. My brother, which is also a lawyer, by the way, and my sister is a nurse in the US. And I learned from him what it means to be a good father. And a good father, a good man, is a provider. A good father means to provide. However, these desires create what I allows individuals to have a better life for the family, but it also diminishes the reason why we do what we do. Now it's common, right, for men, and then maybe you've experienced this, you've seen this with your dad, right, or maybe with other people, that the men would focus all of this time, their time, in the work that they do, and they come home, they go to sleep, they're so tired that they're not able to fend for their family, take care of the family, have a conversation with the family. That is not happening. And for me, it's a different scenario because my father is not in the province. So I was growing up in the province. My father is here in Manila. So there's no interaction in there. While my family and my father was able to provide the all of this safety, you know, the physical needs, the mental and emotional and spiritual needs, you know, unintentionally, those are some of the things that's not provided. And at times, it's being ignored. Again, it's not that my father is a bad person. I love my father. He's done very, very well for me. But because of how the culture was created and the stereotype of men in here, in the world, not just in the Philippines, even in other country, the lack of this mental, spiritual, and emotional connection is unintentionally being ignored, because mostly it's just what this world think is needed. Like most men, I didn't have the benefit of having a father who would really support me growing up. So there's no, intellectual conversations in there. There's no emotional support in there during those times that things are not going well for me. It's my mom who took care of most of those support, and to be able to help me, guide me to make the right decisions, to give me the wisdom that I have during the times, during the good times and the bad times. And this has been when I started in grade 4, as I continue along, it's not something that I provided. My mom used to give me that kind of insight, and I navigated through life based on what I think is the best decision during those times. And just my mom supports me and cares for me along the way. In the 21st century, no, you would say, okay, coach, why are you sharing this story? Well, in the 20th century, manhood was seen as someone who has a great career, earns very, very well, solves their own problem, and are emotionally disconnected. This is what men is in the 20th century. Men tend to shadow these emotions. Men tend to shadow their emotions because the expectation that was set, and it's still, rampant during this day, is for men needs to show strength We need to show that we're top. We need to show that everything in our life we are able to manage, but we know it in our heart and we know it in someone in our mind that we are also weak, that we also need help, that we also need support. But these expectations, whether it's untold or told, maybe you've read it, maybe you've heard it from someone, this puts too much pressure. I tell you, for the woman who's watching, it puts too much pressure on the men out there, on the way we think, and the way we feel, and the way that we act. The past generations have created a multitude of roles of what a man needs to be. And at sometimes, I tell you, it can be daunting, it can be confusing, it can be stressful. But there's a common theme in there. The common theme for men to be men is to be tough and also to be rough. I believe, however, that this kind of perception and this kind of stereotype that this world created of what a man needs to be is also smashing what the original design of a man is. And for most often than not, what happens, right, is the man would sacrifice their own desires, and must make ends meet. But that's also affecting the way that men are having conversations with their family, with other people, and also the conversation with themselves. Because I think that men out there, they don't just have this need to be the head of the family. And when you say that you're the head of the family, it means that you're guiding your family towards a certain goal, a certain future, a certain direction. And I observed that for most men, and I'm not exempted here, I've also experienced this, that instead of us heading the family, what starts there first, instead, we kind of compensate that by heading other organizations or other communities instead because of the lack of support in here. As men, I think, and I'm declaring that we need to redefine what manning up really means. Like, what is manning up really means to you as of today, for those men who's watching? Is it about just providing the physical, protection to the children? Or maybe it's about finally providing that emotional support to their spouse and also to their children and also to the people around them and their family members. I may mean that needing to care for the house so that the children would start learning and supporting them with the vocational needs. For most often than not, you would notice that the woman is the one providing these vocational needs. Now, what are these vocational needs? You would say, maybe you've heard this for a long time. Oh, are the parents providing vocational needs? Yes. You, as parents, are training your children with a vocation. And what are these things? One is the need to learn to cook. That is a vocational need. Number two is housekeeping, taking care of the household. Another vocational need is electrical and plumbing maintenance, which we're doing, and also other household chores. And some of this, or most of this, the parents or the moms are the one providing it. But I would think that men also needs to give their time so that the children can have this courage and confidence to say that it's okay for me to do that. It's not something that's not manly, especially for the men out there, for the sons that you have, to teach them all of these things. And I believe that all of the activities or these activities that I've shared to you are needed to create a generation of humble human beings. So think about all of the experiences that you have and how you observed your father, how you see things. because I believe that manhood requires more from us as man. We need to be in constantly refining and redefining what it means to be a man. Because manhood today, in the 21st century, is not just about providing food in the table. When I was doing my research, I saw this in Harvard Business Review. It says that early experiences of everyone shape the architecture of the development of the brain, of our mind. The experiences that we were growing up also would lay the foundation of a sound mental health. And when there are disruptions, or what we call trauma, by the way, if you are interested to learn more about trauma, I really invite you to join us next week on a Friday. The trauma masterclass will be happening. I think it's going to be this Friday. Have a conversation with us. Learn from this, because when you understand trauma, you're able to, create a better environment at home and also in the workplace. And when there are disruptions in the developmental process of the children's brain, it can impair a child's capacity to learn, the child's capacity to relate, and unfortunately, it affects the children with a lifelong implication. And I also mentioned, what the article also mentioned is the genes also affects the mental health of the children. So if you are living in a family in which there are a handful of traumas and it's passed down from generation to the generation, this genes contains all of the instructions that tell our bodies how it works. So if you think about that when growing up, that's also being passed to us from generation to generation. So if our grandfather experiences stressful situation and our father experienced that as well, it will pass on to us. These toxic stresses. And the way that our body responds would change, and these instructions eventually on how we respond, and we'll pass that down to the next generation. This is why you will have families that have the same circumstances with their grandfather, with their father, and it passed down to their children because of these genes. They have experienced the same family stresses, poverty mentality, and also have the risk of mental health problems. And children who experience recurrent abuse, neglect, domestic violence, parental mental health, or even substance abuse, these problems eventually lead for the future generations to be vulnerable with health problems and can emerge quickly or years later. And I tell you, I've experienced that. I'm mentally challenged. I have some instances in which it's very challenging for you to be able to process things on your own. And unfortunately, that leads to either good decisions or bad decisions. But I think it's never too late for us, and it's best earlier for us to start making the lasting change. As a man, and you maybe as a future father, we need to start creating and provide a safe space or in a safe environment for the relationships and experiences that allow other people and your children to feel safe and secure to express their thoughts, to express their ideas, to express their feelings, emotions, so that they learn how to behave in a positive way. Because I believe that the men out there needs to create this environment. They need to take the lead. Need to take that stand in building it. And maybe you're someone who's not a father yet right now, but you're leading groups, you're leading a community, you're leading people at work, and we want to be able to create this safe space for people to thrive rather than just surviving, because not having a safe space for the future generations, because whatever you do influences a lot of different people, especially if you're someone who's leading a team, you're leading a community, because it will cause people to have problems in the futures with their mental health. So think about the current expectations that you have about yourself. Think about the current expectation that you have with your spouse. Think about the current expectations that you have with your children. How does all of this expectation mean to you? And how is it affecting you in the way you feel, in the way you think, and the way that you act? Do these expectations create meaningful conversations? Or does it just create barriers that disallows people to express themselves because the environment is so unsafe, they would rather not speak and they would rather not talk? So what does it take to be a man in the 21st century? What does it take to? Thank you, Coach Al, for joining. And Love, thank you for joining us also this wonderful afternoon. I'm going to share to you the three A's for creating lasting change. And this one was taught by Master Coach A, and it has helped me start making the change that I want to see for my children. Because I realized how important fatherhood or being a man in every location and every situation in every household means. I'm going to teach you the three A's. Yeah, three A's of creating lasting change. If you finally want to change and you want to thrive in the 21st century as a man, these three A's will help you. Number one is awareness. We need to start raising awareness about the way, you know, we men are responding to our environment. Are we creating a nurturing culture in which we are supporting our family to develop positive mindsets and positive habits for them to be able to cope up and also thrive in the life that they're living? Things that we need to start being aware of is how we regulate ourselves, how we are emotionally adaptable, how we relate to others. Self understanding is needed as well for us to be able to create the needed change for the future generations to live a better life than we do. So raise awareness. Learn more about who you are. Learn more about the things that you think about, the things that you do, the habits that you have, the mindset that you have. These are the things that we need to start raising awareness. Number two is acknowledgement. Acknowledge that as a man, you don't have all of the answers and you don't have all of the solutions to a problem and even to our family's problem. And that's totally okay. We don't know everything. That's the reason why there's a community, there's a tribe, there are family members to help you. Because as men, we tend to carry all of this burden. We tend to carry all of the weight that the world is in a shoulder. And this can, these expectations can take so much from us, and it takes a toll in us, in our mental health. And it's affecting the way that we're living our life and even the way that we're responding to other people. Based on studies, men are three times likely to commit suicide because of their inability to express themselves because of how the society has created the image of what a tough man means. And I believe that asking for help is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. So if you're raising your hand and asking for help, hey, that's a great thing, because that is something that I did as well. I need help. I need support. And lastly, the third A is action. Prevention is better than cure. And we need to constantly be investing in ourselves to create the necessary preventive measures that might affect the course of the future for generations to come. And there are instances that we also need to provide intervention. That will happen, especially if people are and our children are in serious attack, which affects the overall well-being of the individual. For the men out there, I really encourage you to start investing in discovering who you are and what you are really born to do in this world. Find out the true meaning of the life that you're living. Start early on. Don't do that when you're in your late 40s, late 50s. Start asking yourself how is life is and what's the meaning of life means to you. Because constantly associating our persona or who we are and the work that we do eventually can lead you in a life of dissatisfaction, because eventually that work will exhaust you, that work will tire you, and you will come into a space in which you would ask yourself, is this really the life that I was created or I was born to build? And why do you need to take action? Because of the future generations, because of your children, because of your future children, children that you will have in the future, and the community that you will influence and serve. The future generations' responses to their world is tied to how their caregivers are thinking and responding. And I want to emphasize that whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you make people feel, it will affect their future. When children are living in an abusive, threatening, neglectful, psychologically harmful environment, this is just a recipe for disaster. And we need to be able to start creating a positive mental health space. Because when we start transforming our environment that is founded in trust and that is built in the reliability, responsive, and supportive environment, and reliable and responsive and supportive environment, then eventually the people around you, the children, will thrive, and they will be able to cope up and eventually thrive in all of the stresses and the pressures that they experience. And did I mention that it also helps individuals be human, because it allows them to start healing in the process. And the change that you will be doing today, maybe you won't experience that in your lifetime, but at least we're leaving behind something to our children. And I think that's something that's noble, and that's something that's worth the effort and the investment of our time. I call on all of the men out there, we must start to rise and start being also the vocational head of the family. You must also be the head educator of the family. And you must also stand up and be the leader you are called to be. And being a leader is not just providing financially, it's providing them with the holistic support that everyone needs, because you are called to do that. No longer are we in need to conform in this world, but we must continue to renew our mind to create the lasting change in this world. It is possible. It is possible for us to transform and be the person you are called to be in this world. And it starts with us men. So rise up, man up. Help is available. We need to come together and to fight these battles that are plaguing the minds of our generations and the future generations. And it's time to build. It's time to build a better future today. So I call upon you, let us converge. Let us build a thriving tribe. Let us build a community that will allow to make that radical change in this world. I believe that we can do it. We have Decap Copy Republic, which is the home of certified life coaches. And a home that you can be you, that you can finally speak your heart and speak your mind. I hope you're able to get some wisdom and some nuggets in here for those of the woman who's watching. Maraming salamat. Please continue to support your husband. Please continue to support kung boyfriend pa lang. So continue to support them, to continue to encourage them, continue to give them the strength that they can start showing up and be the man that they are called to be in this world. Because change happens when you start supporting them. And when the man sees that the woman are supporting them and they become confident, the magic happens. And not just the magic, I tell you, miracle happens and it creates lasting change. Thank you for joining me today and supporting the advancement of mental fitness. Because of the ongoing Metro Manila, that we're still on alert level number 2. The free talk on the mental preparedness every Saturday at 4 p.m. is temporarily put on hold, but you can still connect with us for help and support and for coaching needs. It's 24 by 7, and we will support you the best possible way. If you are interested about the trauma masterclass, which I was telling you a while ago, and ways to heal, I invite you to attend the trauma masterclass series by Master Coach A. And her next class is happening on February 18th. It will focus on home care for managing and overcoming for trauma. Men out there, please attend this. Please, please, please attend this. This is for you and this is for the future generation. If you are also someone who is interested of becoming a professional service provider like me, either as a life coach or a mental health coach, connect with Coach Rezzhel. You see her there, Rezzhel Sanchez, at 0917-586-1661 to know more about the Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program by Master Coach A. We are now accepting applications for mental health certification and internship program with limited slots. So make sure that you are making your reservation with Coach Rezzhel. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for sharing your insight. Coach Marife, happy birthday. Marami pong salamat. Coach Lau also, if you're there, happy birthday. Do join us tomorrow for another episode of GCash Brewing Live, same time and same digital space for episode 229, The Heart of Transformation by Coach Lin. GCash Coffee Republic is located at Pioneer Center Compound, or widely known as PC. We are just across Bayanihan Center in Pioneer Road Corner, Bixtron and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. So if you are there in the area, 2 p.m., we're open up until 12 midnight. Marami pong salamat. This is Life Coach Shaun de Joya, mentally fit to serve you in behalf of Life Coach Philippines. Thank you very much for joining me. Maraming salamat. This is us in the Philippines. Love, bam, boom. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag-and-drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag-and-drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.